Evening to everyone. Welcome to the WEBA live workshop. Today is the 8th December and is 9:05 over here in Switzerland. So very nice to see so many familiar faces with us today. And I want to just say hello to my colleague Lina from China, who is joining us as well from WEBA. Hello, Lina. If you are alive, you are more than welcome to come on board. You have to unmute yourself, Lina.
Yes. Hello, Richard. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you.
How are you today, Lina? How is everything?
I'm fine, thank you. Things are getting better and better here. Yeah, I think soon we'll have a WEBA meeting in China.
Exactly. I think the news, excellent. Everything is going much better.
I really do apologize. I wasn't expecting it quite this quickly.
See, Mark Burdick is with us today as well from the United States, Netherlands. Hello, Mark. How are you? I think.
Well, if nothing else, you can see me on camera, so maybe that'll suffice for now.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
Take Bluetooth off.
I think he cannot hear us at the moment, but it's fine. We will unmute him. And it's fine. Thank you, Mark, anyway, to join us. And we keep in touch in a second stage. So let's see if, hello, Svetlana. Hello to everyone who to join us today. Very nice. I just welcome more and more agents who join us at the moment from all around the world. So let's see if Magdalena from Haut Lac International School is with us today live. Hello, Magdalena. How are you?
Hi, Richard. Hi, welcome everyone.
How are you? How is everything?
We have a beautiful sunny day in Switzerland, and the snow is forecasted for tomorrow. So we are getting ready for the winter season here.
Excellent. You know, I'm based in Switzerland as well, so I know that many people today are off because it's a holiday over here in Switzerland.
But as everything in Switzerland depends on the canton, it's not the case of Canton Vaud.
Okay, great. So, ladies and gentlemen, I went to visit Haut Lac several times in my life, and I met Magda, I think this year once, and last year as well. So it's always nice to go back to Haut Lac. We know each other since more than 20 years now with the school, and many agents had the possibility to visit the campus as well. So I will invite everyone, if they're traveling to Switzerland or to Europe, to stop by and visit this beautiful campus, because it's just great. This is a boarding school. Magdalena will explain us a little bit more about the Haut Lac International School. Just try to take always 1 minute in order that the other agents are able to join us. And it's very important, please always remain on mute modality. Below, there is a chat system on Zoom, and you are more than welcome to put your question down on the chat system anytime. Welcome to the colleague from the agent from China, and always nice to see as well Chinese agent. I just saw that on WeChat as well, some Chinese agents send me a message. So thank you very much to join us. And Magdalena, do you have the WeChat? Do you have your WeChat contact?
Yes, we are using, I think, all social media. Yes, at the end of our presentation, we'll be able to find all our contact details. So yes, we are using contact WeChat as well.
Fantastic. Magdalena.
And WhatsApp.
Good. So that we have the contact. Lina will be with us today. She is from WEBA. She is based in China. So she will give a little bit of translation in Chinese for our Chinese colleague today. So she is quite familiar with Haut Lac. She already attended several times in the past. So please, when you do the presentation, just go a little bit slowly, and we should give Lina a little bit of time to translate in Chinese as well.
And I'm not alone today as well. Together with my colleague Marine. Marine, can you say hello?
Hello.
Marine is also working for Haut Lac, and will share the presentation among two of us.
Fantastic. Hello, Marine. Welcome on board today.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. And it's always important to have new staff This helps as well a lot the agents because in the end, I presume it will be Marine and Magdalena who will handle all the agents worldwide.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I know that you speak different language at Haut Lac. You have a great team. So tell me, how many language you speak inside in the school?
Well, we have 600 students, but 49 nationalities as of yesterday. So 49 nationalities. I think we speak at least 50 languages because people speak different dialects as well. But our students are being taught in English and in French because the school is bilingual. So the students can choose whether they follow the subjects fully in English or they do a mixture between English and French.
Great, great, great. So welcome to everyone, just the one that joined us today. And we are now ready to start. Magdalena, you can start with the presentation together with your colleague anytime.
Okay, so I saw one question on the chat asking what school are we talking about. We do talk, oh, sorry, we do, are you here? I hope
Yes,
I have
we are here.
We talk about a school called Haut Lac, which means in French, because we are based in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, Upper Lake. Why? Because we are located at the Lake Geneva. You can see the building of our school on the picture of the presentation and the lake in the right proximity. And our school, as I've mentioned, is a bilingual school. So we teach in English and in French, and we are day and a boarding school. Welcome, everyone. We are really excited to share share some insights. And Maureen, off to you.
Yeah. Thank you. So as Magda said, you can see on the map that we located in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. We are located between Lausanne and Montreux-Riviera, which is very close to the Lake Geneva, 10 minutes from the city center. We are 2 hours away from Milano, Italy, and 20 minutes from the ski slopes, which is very good for the upcoming winter season. Next. So we will show you a little video to show you an introduction about the school.
Okay.
So regarding our mission and vision, here at Haut Lac, our students really live, learn, and achieve. This is our 3 main goals. And they do this in respect, resilience, open-mindedness, and sense of belonging. So what does Haut Lac means really? It's a truly bilingual school in English and French, as we said before. We have here 600 students, more than 500 successful graduates, 99% of pass rate, and 44 is our highest IB diploma score. We have around 50 nationalities, 100 academic staff, and 63% of our students are local. So on the right part of the presentation, you can see our 4 main nationalities. So it's Swiss, French, UK, and US. We propose the IB diploma, and we have the World Academic of Sports accreditation.
Thank you very much. Can you just stop a second so that we can maybe give a little bit of information in Chinese, Lina, if you can give this short translation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 大家好，今天我们请来的是我们瑞士的 Haut Lac 学院的老师，在这边介绍他们的学校。那么Haut Lac 的话呢，它在瑞士是一所双语的寄宿学校，他们的位置的话是在瑞士的法语区，所以的话，他们学校的话呢，也是教学的话也是用英语和法语2种语言来教学。但实际上的话呢，学校里面有600多的学生，他们学生的话是来自全世界各地的，有来自49个国家，所以的话，他们其实的校内的语言是非常的丰富的。虽然说教学是用英法来教，但是实际上，校内的语言可能多达50种左右。但是实际上600多学生的话呢，他们是63%左右的学生是本地生。那其实这个比例的话是非常好的，就是国际生的比例相当于是非常高的，差不多也占到了半数。学校的位置也是非常好，离那个日内瓦湖非常的近，去意大利也很方便，而且旁边的话20分钟就可以到他们非常不错的滑雪场。学校的话呢，它是一个 IB 的学校，所以的话，他们的课程的话也主要是 IB 的课程。那待会儿的话，老师会详细的介绍一下具体的一些开设的课程。如果大家有什么问题的话，可以用英语或者是中文在我们的留言框里面留言，我们看到以后就会随时给大家解答。谢谢 ，Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Lina.
Tina, I'm always so impressed with your memory. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Please continue with the presentation. We are here with Haut Lac International School. This is a boarding school located in the French part of Switzerland. About, let's say, 40 minutes by car by Geneva Airport, depending who is driving. If Magdalena
And the
driving.
traffic.
Exactly. So thank you very much everyone to join. I can see we have agents as well from Vietnam and from the CIS country. It's so great to welcome everyone. Please continue with the presentation.
Marine?
Yes, so Haut Lac is divided between 2 campuses. We have the first one for infant, primary, and junior secondary, and the second one for secondary. They are in the countryside of Switzerland, so it's very calm and relaxing. And the both campuses are very close to each other. It's around 5 minutes by walk. So we have plenty of facilities in the both campuses. As you can see on the picture, we have a football, a tennis court, we have a robotic room. We also have a music room, 2 libraries, very big libraries, and 1 very big gymnasium. Even some other schools from Switzerland come here to make their sport competition. And in this gymnasium, we have the climbing wall as well. So it's very appreciated there. This year, we built a new building, our boarding house in September 22. It opened. So we, as you can see, we have a spacious playroom and terrace and large garden overlooking Lake Geneva and the Alps. We welcome maximum 32 boarders in single and double room, and they all have their private bathroom. We also have a study room that they use a lot during evening or even during weekends. And this is their best room. Actually, they spend a lot of time there. They can play there, they can read, talk to each other, and watch movie. It's the common room or dining room, as we call it. Let me present you Katie and George. They are our parents, boarding parents. They have 15 years of experience. They are parents of one of our boarder, actually, and they try to really create a relationship between the boarder themselves, and they really do their best to make a lot of activity with them. So I think it's the next slide where we can see the example of activity they do. They try to make them discover all the lot of countries, actually, Switzerland, Italy, which is very close, France as well. So they really want to create a real relationship and a family style relationship.
Okay, moving on, this was a boarding part, which is very exciting, and our boarders have a very busy life over the weekends and the evenings, but there is also a school life, which is equally exciting and challenging. We are an IB World School, and we are extremely proud of our results, which are constantly above world average and among top results in Switzerland. The pass rate varies between 100% to 99%, depending on the year, depending on the student choices. But we are an inclusive school, so we don't forbid students to get into the exam. Apart from the IB, we also offer a US high school diploma for the students that are planning on studying in the US or Canadian universities, and those are the destinations that are also very, very popular. And on top of, and we have also a new addition to our graduating diplomas, which is an IB career-related program, which is gaining more and more popularity, which is targeted for the students who already know what they would like to do, where they would like to end up after the high school, and it bridges the academic with the practical knowledge and practical skills that can help them to enter into the domains that you can see on this slide. Additionally, as Marine has mentioned already, we are accredited by World Academy of Sport. So we are one of very few schools actually that is able to offer IB Sport and Study program, which allows students who are high-performing sport athletes to have more flexibility in IB diploma. As mentioned before, we are bilingual, so students either in middle years program or IB or CP can follow all the subjects in English or mixture of English or French or only in French. Being an IB school imposes the fact that we deliver a very modern curriculum, a curriculum that has a lot of that challenges young people and makes them to acquire or helps them to acquire some of the very important skills, like social skills, like communication skills, like learning skills. But on top of that, it's a part of the DNA of our school to promote a very active lifestyle and make sure that we deliver modern pedagogy, which is then translated via digital citizenship and the way we interact with the young people. Here you can see, this is an important slide. You can see the destinations, university destinations of our students. So of all the graduates of Haut Lac, and we have 30 years of school history by now, 43% went to study in the UK universities. Then the second most popular destination is US, which is then followed by Switzerland. The very important thing is that university education in Switzerland is almost for free. But with an IB program, students can get accepted to the Swiss universities, and what our school, being bilingual, helps them is to acquire a local language, which then enables them to enter Swiss university and manage there quite well. We are very proud of our alumni, and we can see that Switzerland is growing now in popularity in terms of university destinations, but as well Canada and some other European destinations. As I've mentioned, we are proud of our IB results, but even more importantly, we are proud of where our alumni end up. And 32% of all our, so 33% goes to the UK universities, but 32 ends up in a very prestigious Russell Group universities, which is 30 top UK universities. And we also have alumni in by now almost every single Ivy League university, either who are studying there or who already completed. So we also try to keep in touch with our alumni by organizing alumni events, by sustaining a communication with them so that they can help also our students later on. Here you can see the graduating class of 2021 and some of the universities' name where those students went. We we also, one thing is the IB program, the other is pastoral care that they have and support that they have during their high school time. But also we have a very active university counseling program so there's a university counselor who works with the students and helps them through the application period to make sure they don't drop the ball. Well-being.
Magda,
Yes.
can
Yes.
interrupt you for a second? Can you go back to the slide before? Yes, here it's fine.
Yes.
Here it's fine. Thank you very much. You give an excellent presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, just go back for the boarding. I visited the boarding, the new boarding, who just are very new at Haut Lac International this spring, and they are very, very beautiful. I mean, the school has around 600 students, and they have boarding for 52 students. It is correct?
32.
Okay, international students, and you have a very big mix of nationality. But the great part of Haut Lac International is that the majority of the students, as you mentioned before, they end up at the Russell Group University in the UK, but as well in the US.
Absolutely.
And this is a great advantage. We saw Harvard as well. If you just can move one slide forward here, we have Harvard University, we have Warwick, we have University of Cambridge. So that means that this is a very, very high level school. Lina, can you explain this, let's say, in shortcut, in 2-3 minutes, this part here? Because I think this is a very important part. The school is a top-level boarding school, and if they manage to go at the Haut Lac International School, and if they will be accepted, then they have the possibility, when they finish, to end up in one of these top universities, and as well in Switzerland. And as Max mentioned before, studying in Switzerland is quite free of cost. So a lot of students take advantage about this route, this street, this way. To do the last 2 years, grade 11 and grade 12, because at Haut Lac International School, let's say the majority of the students who come from international side, they need to do at least 2 years. Is this correct, Magda? They need to do.
Yes. So we accept boarders from the age of 11.
Yes.
And when they come during the middle years program, they can come for 1 year if it's only a type of an experience that the family wants to offer for the student. Some stay 3, 4, 5 years until the graduation. But the last 2 years, the diploma program, they need to be done together at the same school. So it's the last 2 years, we don't accept students just for the last year, but it needs to be the last 2 years, because then we have responsibility for the whole program and we can guide the students in the right way.
Thank you very much, Magda. Lina, it's all yours.
OK， OK， 那我先把刚刚的那个解释一下，就是如果是学生到Haut Lac来学习的话，就是最后的2年他是必须，就是这是必须要在这里就是学习2年的，因为的话他们的这个DP 的课程的话，就是老师会需要给学生一些规范，然后保证他的这个升学率。因为他们学校的话呢，实际上是一个高水平的一个学校，就是毕业生的话，基本上进名校的这个几率还是挺大的，所以可以看到他们之前就是毕业的这些学生的话，就是大部分都是进了很好的学校，包括去哈佛，然后的话呢，就是很多学校很多学生他是32%的学生他都可以就是进入到这个罗素集团的大学，然后去到其他比如说欧洲的其他学校，像英国的或者是北美的加拿大、美国，这些都是就是挺受欢迎的。就是考上这些比较好的大学的几率是很高的，因为他们的这个课程的话质量很高，所以的话学生基本上到最后他的这个成绩都是非常好的，但是就是说一定要保证至少就是在这边要入学2年，当然就是如果能早一点送过来是更好。那么之前的话呢，也有介绍到学校的这个包括他们的校舍，还有学生的这个住宿，环境也是非常不错的。他们就是今年的话建了一个新的寄宿的这个学生宿舍，可以容下30多个学生。 里面的设施也是非常的完备，非常的新的。那他们的这个课程的话呢，除了 IB 的中学课程的话，它还包括了美国高中文凭的课程，还有它的这个职业课程。就是如果学生在中学阶段，他已经对自己的这个职业前景有了一个很好的规划，自己意识到自己就今后想要做哪一行的话，那他其实可以就是参加他们的职业的课程。这样子的话，就是以后进大学也好，或者是说读一个自己喜欢的专业也好，他都会有一个更加明确的方向。老师的话也会根据学生的这个意向，去往这个方面去引导他。然后的话呢，在课外的话，实际他们的活动也是非常丰富的，就是包括学校里面的各种社团，还有一些除了主课之外的一些体育类的、艺术类的课程都很丰富。包括户外，因为周边的环境也是特别的好，他们的自然环境，老师会经常带他们出去做一些户外的活动，比如说攀岩啊、滑雪呀、这些都有。包括去到周边的地方。那么他们的话，对国际生这一块的话，它会有一个包括本地生，因为他们有本地生，本地生的话呢，他们自己的一些父母他会参加学校的一些志愿活动，那么他们的本地学生的父母的话会来学校配合老师，就是给我们的国际生组织一些校外的活动，这样让他们能够更好的去融入当地的一个社区、当地的人群。帮助他们就是带他们做一些很本地化的一些活动，社交活动。老师的话也是非常注重学生这一方面的发展的，包括社交呀，然后自我管理能力呀，就是尽量是把学生培养成一个完人。所以的话是方方面面都已经想得非常的周全了。Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lina. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lina.
Lina, I have a question.
Yes.
You mentioned you have a student come from many countries around the world.
Yes.
We have here an agent from Turkey who asked me a little bit about if the student really need to do the last 2 years because of the IB. First of all, do you have Turkish students, or did you have?
Yes, we do. We do have quite a number of Turkish students. So if the student follows the IB program, we insist on the 2 years together, because then we can take really a full responsibility and manage the student pathway through it. If the student aims only for US high school diploma, we could accept only for the last year. But it depends on the individual case. So if it's the US high school diploma, it's more manageable. And then, if we could accept the student for the last year. But if it's IB, it needs to be 2 years together.
Okay.
Excuse me, can I just add this part as well?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. 那就是我们刚刚的话也说到，再一次说到了这个关于学生就是拿这个美国高中文凭或者是 IB 文凭的这个要求，就是如果是说学生的话，最终是想要通过他们的 IB 课程，那就是至少要在学校学习2年。如果只是说拿一个那个美国高中文凭就 OK 了的话，那待1年的话，学校也是可以接受的，因为这个的话，美国高中文凭的话，比相对 IB 来说，就是要求稍微会那么低一点。Okay, thank you. Please continue.
Thank you, Lina.
Thank you very much. A very important point, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the workshop, we will send the recorded workshop, first of all, and Magdalena will do a follow-up with her colleague, and we'll send you as well a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, because I saw that several of you already asked me a copy of the PowerPoint presentation in order to show this to your students and their parents.
Yes, and we will also, there was a question on the charts about the cost of the school.
Yes.
So we'll send you a detailed cost, because it varies depending on the academic year. It's much cheaper when the students are in the beginning of middle years program, the 11-year-old, whereas the cost rises slightly when we move to the older students. It starts as of 80,000, roughly 80,000 francs a year, boarding including like a full cost of boarding and schooling for a year, and can go up to 98,000 a year.
Thank you very much, Magdalena. This is very, very important. We're talking about boarding. They have the possibility to share the room or to have as well single room? Can you please explain this a little bit?
Yes. So basically the students, if the middle years program, the younger students, we always encourage to be in double rooms so that their well-being is supported, that they make friends and that they socialize. But the IB program students, they can have a single room. Both types of the room have private bathrooms. And there's a little bit of an extra charge for a single room. And then as our boarding house is, you know, a type of a family feel, we only have a limited number of a single room. So it's really the first come, the first serve basis.
Thank you very much, Magda. Please continue with the presentation.
Okay, so we have a house system, so the students are integrated into the houses, which helps them with the integration and collaboration. There is a school nurse, school counselor. We have very expanded mindfulness program and also try to buddy the students together. So upon their arrival, they have somebody who is another student who is helping them to integrate and fit in. But what is a very important part of the school life, apart from academic, is what happens after the school. We have 150 different school clubs ranging from robotics, sports, music, art, I mean, name it. Students can have, our boarding students, every single day, they can have an activity after the school, which helps them with the language, with integration, with developing certain skills. Sport is big because of our accreditation with the World Academy of Sport, and we have sport as part of the curriculum, 2 hours a week, that in winter, 1 hour changes into skiing. So almost, not every week, but almost every second week, students go skiing as part of their sport lessons with the school. And on top of that, our boarding students, they can ski every weekend and on Wednesdays afternoon. So I will go very quickly. We are, as I've mentioned, we're a pretty modern school when it comes to coding, digital education, and all the technological things, but creative art is also a big thing here. We put for a secondary school a show where 300 students need to work together and are performing on the stage of the actual theater, which helps them to overcome or to build their confidence. Just to wrap up, Marie?
Yes, just to sum up, we are a boarding and daily Swiss school. We have 600 students and maximum 32 boarding students coming from around the world, 50 nationalities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to bring on board for a second Mark Burdick. Mark, are you available?
I am, Richard. Hello, Richard. Hello to all. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can hear you very well. Nice to have you here with us today. Mark Burdick is a very long-term specialist agent who is recruiting students for boarding school, especially for the US boarding school. And now, Magdalena, we have as well, part of the program is as well a US program. Is this correct?
Yes, we offer US high school diploma.
So, Mark, do you think in your market area, this can be something interesting?
Absolutely. I would love to have more conversation about that. Most of my US clients are coming either from San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Boston, Austin, Texas, Salt Lake City. Those are the major territories for me. And I have a great number of, now that and I have my fingers crossed, but I think we're through with all the chaos of the corona.
Yes.
And, you know, now that the ice is breaking, you know, there's a lot of interest. In fact, this morning I was just on another Zoom call with somebody in the UK talking about a US high school student. So I think the planets are coming together.
Yes, actually, among our boarders at the moment, we already have 4 Americans, and they are from, I think, New York, Houston, and Chicago.
Okay, that would make sense. And this would be their first boarding experience, Magdalena?
For those students, yes. Yes, for
Okay.
all of them, it's a first boarding experience and they are loving it. They appreciate the active lifestyle that we have here, the outdoor, the nature, and also actually all 4 of them, they follow the IB program,
Okay.
which I believe is gaining popularity in the US more and more, correct?
Absolutely. You know, but then again, I have a bias because my families are continent hopping, right? So they're going from one continent to the other, but the IB certainly fits that lifestyle.
Yes.
I have another question that I want to ask you, Magdalena. We have Svetlana with us today. Svetlana, if you want to come on board, you're more than welcome. Svetlana is from Kazakhstan. And how is Marina or Magdalena, the situation with Kazakh students? You have Kazakh students at Haut Lac, or you had in the past?
At the moment, this year, we don't have Kazakh. We have Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan.
Okay.
This year, no Kazakhstan. I'm sorry. Maybe Svetlana can change it for the next year. But we have quite a sizable, not very large, but more than 10 students that are Russian speakers. So in terms of integration, absolutely, you know, absolutely, they feel here very, very welcomed.
Thank you very much. I mean, we are here in an international environment. I can see we have agents as well from Vietnam, and Vietnam is now more and more interesting, Marina,
Yes.
I think, for the Swiss market, and is a growing market, Vietnam. How is your experience with Vietnamese students, Magdalena?
So at the moment we have 3 Vietnamese students at the school. They are doing quite well. They all came with a very good level of French before. So they are actually following Bilingual program, not only English program, but you know, it's an international school, so I think the diversity is part of our DNA. It's what we are. But because we are also having such a big proportion of Swiss students, some of our Swiss students, they might have a Swiss passport, but they are of very different origins. But because they live here, they help our international students to integrate, to meet the local community, to meet the local to learn about the Swiss lifestyle. And we had, for example, a very successful Vietnamese student who graduated, who came to Haut Lac in 5 years ago, sorry, and he didn't speak any English, he didn't speak any French at the moment of his arrival. And right now he's studying in the Swiss University EPFL, which is one of the number 2 technical university in Europe. So, you know, he's our success story and a testimony to school capabilities, but also his hard work that he managed to acquire the language to such a level and get to one of the most prestigious technical universities in Europe.
Thank you very much, Magdalena. We have with us here today several other agents, and it's very important to hear a little bit the history of the student, what they're doing at the moment, etc., etc. You just mentioned EPFL, which is
Yes.
a very important school in the French part of Switzerland. I just want to remember to everyone that when they study in Switzerland, after the cost in study in Swiss university is quite free of charge. Is about 1,500, 2,500 Swiss francs per year, just for your information. We have Ina Zakir with us today. Ina is from Dubai, and she is working in the network of the UAE, but not only, as well Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, Qatar, all this area. How is the situation with students coming at Haut Lac International from this area, Magdalena?
They're very welcomed. I mean, we have quite a big Arabic population in school. In our boarding house, we also have students coming from, Muslim students that have a special praying room, and they have a facility for to be used whenever they need to pray in the morning or just follow their traditions. So absolutely welcomed. We also have even so apart from the languages that we are that are the languages that we have as languages that we teach in English and French, we offer to the students a possibility of continuing the support in their native language. So some of the students continue, studying Mandarin. Some of the students continue studying Spanish, German, Italian, and recently we added Arabic classes for the Arabic native speakers. For the time being, it's only 3 students that decided to follow it, but it's out there.
As you mentioned, language assistant, Magdalena.
Yes.
Do you have staff who speak Mandarin or any other language? I mean,
Yes, we have very international staff among the school teachers and admin staff. Mandarin and Arabic included, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, Thai, of course, English, French, German, Italian, Spanish. I mean, yeah, we speak a lot of languages.
Excellent. Can you please put your WeChat address on the chat system, Magdalena? Because I saw the address at the end, all your details.
Yes.
But yes, I can see now the WeChat ID, Haut Lac _Haut_Lac01. So of all the Chinese agents, Lina, you can tell them they can reach Magdalena directly on WeChat without any issue. And logically, if they need some assistance in Chinese, they can always contact you, Lina, and bring you on board to organize 3 or 4 people together who speak English, Chinese, or Magdalena can invite some of her staff who speak Chinese. Please, Lina, if you can explain this shortly.
Yes, no problem. 那如果有中国的代理对我们的 Outlook 学校感兴趣的话，可以就是加我们 Magdalena 的微信，他有一个微信，有问题的话呢，你直接在微信上尽快的回复大家，或者是说如果大家有需要的话，也可以加我，然后待会儿我会把我的微信也放在那个留言框里面，那我们可以建一个微信群，就是有一些问题的话就可以及时的解决，我和 Richard 还有Magdalena 都会在里面。Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think this is a very important part. I think some of you agents already visited the campus many years ago in a tour of WEBA when we had the workshop here in Switzerland. Mark, I think as well you visit the school. I don't remember everything.
I did, but I forgot about it until now. So this is why we come to these events. Absolutely.
Yes, I think it was about 12 years ago, and but the boarding was not built at the time. Now
it's brand new.
Fantastic.
I can see on the chat there's a question about the application process, so maybe I can answer it very briefly.
Yes.
So we don't charge a fee for application. There's only admission fee once the student is accepted. So applications are open. The way we work, we ask the student or the agent to provide us with the 2 years of academic reports. It can be almost in any language. It can be a local language. We manage always to translate it. And then we organize an interview with a student either via Zoom or in person. And based on this academic report and the interview, we might ask for the school references, for the reference about the student behavior at school and so on. And based on that, the decision for student acceptance is made. We also offer to the prospective families and prospective agents a visit of the campus, of course. And if the family or cannot make it in person, what we do, we have virtual visit. And we also sometimes basically take an iPad and work with an iPad through all elements or parts of the campus to make sure we show everything in the right way. What we also arrange very often for our boarding student is a chat with the boarding parents, so that they meet the boarding parents up front. They know what to expect. They know what are the rules of life in the boarding house. And that's more or less how it works. Of course, we need to anticipate for the visa because depending on the country and the nationality of the student, the visa can take up to 4 months, 3-4 months. Some countries don't need visa. Some countries it goes very, very quickly, 2-3 weeks. But we have a very experienced member of the staff that takes care of the visas, and so far so good. We had no visas refusals, and the process goes quite smoothly.
Fantastic, fantastic. Magdalena, let's go to the business side. We are all here because we want to know a little bit money we can make in working with Haut Lac International in terms of commission.
So we signed an agreement with the agents that that send students our way. And the agreement specifies the conditions, and we offer 15% commission on the first year of a student staying with us. And if a student stays for a second year, there's an additional 10% commission.
Now we have a point, I think a very important point that an agent mentioned. Say that the tuition fee in Switzerland is quite more expensive than other boarding school in the world. I have to disagree with this because I have boarding school in the US and Mark Burdick, who is a specialist since many, many years, know that there can be over 100,000 US dollar without any problem. In the UK, we're talking about 65,000 English pounds. So this is Switzerland, but the great advantage is logically, if they do the program over here in Switzerland, they can then move to study into Swiss university, which is quite free. Which vice versa in the US, they will, if they want to go study in a US university, it can be very expensive. We're talking about 35,000, 45,000 US dollar per year. So technically, Switzerland in this level, we're talking about in this high level, is quite competitive with the rest of the world, just to give you a short idea. And by the way, Magdalena, you welcome students from India, correct?
Absolutely. We have a very big group of students from India and Bangladesh. They are part of our community. You know, of course, Switzerland there is a very high cost of living in Switzerland. It's an expensive country. But as Richard said, you know, you need to look in the overall equation of the total cost of the education over the years. Plus, Switzerland offers some of the things that some other countries might run short, which is the safety, security, and nature and the quality of education. The IB program was invented in Switzerland, in Geneva. We are in a hub of the IB, so it's a choice.
Lina, you can explain this to our Chinese colleague, this part that Magdalena just expressed a little bit, that Switzerland is a choice to study because is a great country, is a lot of safety, security. Students study in Switzerland in the last 2 years, they can enter into Swiss university, which is quite free of cost, is one of the only places in the world. So maybe if you can explain this a little bit to our Chinese colleague, it will be great, Lina.
Yes. 那就是有代理的话，就是会觉得好像去瑞士留学，它的这个学费会比较高。其实的话呢，跟之前我们也说过了，就是我们之前也介绍过很多美国的院校。那其实跟美国有些学校来比的话，它这个费用其实并不算高，就是说。有些甚至美国的寄宿学校都会比这个学费要高。另外一个的话就是瑞士的，它能够给学生提供的这个资源，它是无可比拟的。大家都知想要选择这个地方，那它肯定是值这个价钱的。包括它的环境，包括它的这个安全度，因为这个也是现在的。家长非常就是看重的一点，就是学生他学习的话，这个环境一定要是安全的。那瑞士这个国度的话，就大家不用说了，就是从古至今的话，就逃过了很多的战争，都跟他没有太多的关系。所以的话，就是在这边它的环境是很稳定的，提供的这个 资源啊，然后包括他毕业以后进瑞士当地的大学，就是也会门槛，就是会比你从其他的国度过来考要容易得多。当然就是说当地的消费它是会有一点贵，但是这也是摆在这里的，就是说，这个国家因为它很好，然后给学生提供的平台非常的不错，所以的话真的很值这个价钱。然后他如果到时候毕业以后呢，能够留在瑞士或者是进瑞士的大学，这样子的话，那他之前在这边读中学的这些花费，我觉得都是可以值回来的。所以的话，我相信就是想要来瑞士的家长，他不会觉得这个价格就是那么的贵，那他肯定是能够接受的。Thank you.
Thank you, Lina. I
Please
saw a
continue.
question. Thank you, Lina. I saw a question on the chat about the courses that we offer. So we accept boarding students for IB middle years program, which is from age of 11 to 16, and then IBDP program, diploma program or career program, which are the last 2 years of the high school. And also we offer US high school diploma. And within those programs, we have 32 subject options. So students can choose which courses they choose. And in terms of, I saw also a question about the visa rate. So far we had 100% of visas being granted to the students that applied together with us.
How is the application process started? I mean, they send you the application and then after you will make an interview to the students.
Yes. We need to get either an email or a message or a phone call, and we will ask for academic reports, so the school reports, and we organize the interview. And then the next step is we would ask for reference from the current school, if possible, language-wise.
Haut Lac International has about 600 students, and
Yes.
as you mentioned in the beginning, you have around 62% of Swiss students. So, I mean, not Swiss.
Local students, local, meaning that those are the students that are either Swiss or international, but living long-term in the region, like settled in the region, like families that might not be Swiss, but they have been living here for quite a while, so they are well settled. It's not I think the key difference about our boarding school versus some of the other Swiss boarding schools are really four. One is the fact that we are bilingual, so we offer English and French. Second is the family feel and the fact that we the boarding is creating such a family feel in terms of a close-knit and close relationship and the attention that the students are getting. Third is the fact that we have so many local students, so international students coming here, they can learn the area, make the friendships, settle down here. They can. It's kind of like their landing place in Switzerland, which is not only a bubble of the international schools. And the fourth is really the fact that we look holistically at the education of the whole child, which is the academic and the active lifestyle.
How can parents follow the child? As you know, we use a software where parents can go inside and check what happened with the child, etc. Can you maybe explain this part as well?
Sure. So we have a system where parents can have it on their mobile phone. It's called Manage Back, and they can see daily comments from the student, comments from the teachers, marks, results, absences, everything on their mobile. Because the school is quite digitally, we try to be very digitally savvy. So we want to make sure that we use those systems to stay in touch and inform the parents. So there is an application in which a parent sees all the information. On top of that, we have an intranet, we have a newsletter, and boarding parents send weekly a newsletter to the boarding parent students, summarizing everything what happened in the boarding house. And then there is a newsletter sent from the school with also all the information. So there's kind of some parents are super happy with this amount of information. Some even, don't read it because they find, okay, I know he or she is fine. But we definitely keep them involved. Additionally, we also organize, of course, parents-teachers conferences. and they are on Zoom nowadays for international students. So doesn't matter where the family comes from, they would be able to talk to the teachers directly.
Fantastic. Lina, maybe you can explain this because this is a very important part.
Yes, yes，那就是有些家长的话呢，他会比较关心，就是怎样去跟学校里面保持联系，然后了解到学生的情况。那么Haut Lac的话呢，它实际上就是也是非常的现代化，他们会有一个校内的一个线上的系统。那么有一个 APP 的话呢，到时候学生就是进入学校以后，那么可以家长把这个 APP 装到他的手机上面。Sorry，just a second。然后的话呢，可以查看学生在校内的一些表现，包括就是老师给他的评语，还有就是包括也可以就是在线上视频，包括那个家长会，他们也是可以在线上来进行的。所以如果是说国际生他的家长没有在当地陪读，而是在国内的话，那他可以通过远程的一个会议来了解，也可以进去看学生所有的表现，包括他的分数、老师的评语啊，然后也可以跟就是学校的一些老师进行视频的一些连线。包括就是学校做这个面试也是一样的，就是学生在申请的时候呢，他们也是做一个线上的面试，那么也可以带你通过我们线上的这个视频。参观学校里面的校舍呀，然后它的整个的学校里面的一些建筑，还有它的整个的环境，都可以在线上给你一个现场的展示，这些都是 OK 的，挺方便的。Thank you very much. Please continue.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Magda, I know that there are several agents who put you some questions down on the chat system. So
Yes.
thank you very
sure.
much. If there are more questions, just write down, type down all your questions. So we are here to assist all the agents. I have another question. We had some case with some students who are very good in sport, quite semi-professional, etc. How you will handle this situation if you have maybe someone who is very good in basket and is playing in a small club, in a junior club, in a home country? How you can handle him when he comes to Switzerland?
So sport is a religion in our school.
Good.
It's we have the special accreditation from International Baccalaureate program to offer IB sport and studies. So what does it mean? It means that if students are on a high sport level and they want to dedicate more time to the sport, they will have flexible timetable arrangement to combine sport and study. So for example,
excuse me, I will
so we have a student athlete coordinator, a special teacher dedicated to making sure that he follows the sport development of the students, but also he liaises with the academic teachers to make sure that their academic results don't drop because of sports. So his job is to make sure that those two things go together. At the moment, we have 44 students that follow that are considered sport athlete students. They are at very different levels. Some are national level, some are regional level, some are fun level, but that we call it actually emerging, when they invest a lot of time in trainings and they are on their way to see what will happen. But also, apart from those 44 student athletes that are coordinated, managed, and for whom we organize special webinars, special programs, special meetings, for example, with different sport specialists. Apart from this, we also offer to all the students every day sport clubs after the school and a very active sport curriculum, and there's plenty of sport clubs within the school where the students play either for fun or for results: basketball, volleyball, netball, football, hockey, gymnastics, and of course skiing.
Thank you very much. I can see we have now agents from Thailand as well. Thailand, and as I mentioned before, Vietnam, but as well from Thailand and from other countries as well. I'm not always mention all the other countries, but you mentioned you have a very good mix of international country coming to your school,
Yes.
Haut Lac International. I presume you had Thai students in the past.
Yes, and currently.
Currently.
And we also have some Thai employees at school. So yes, very well represented. Thailand is here.
What about Africa? Because Africa is now booming in terms of boarding school around the world. How is the situation with African students at the moment at Haut Lac International?
Yes, we have students from, at the moment, from Senegal, Zimbabwe, Ivory Coast, South Africa, Maghreb countries, a lot from Maghreb, also Egypt, of course, I think that's pretty much what I can, what top of my mind, what I can recall.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Magdalena. So why should an agent work with Haut Lac International? Why someone should work with you? What is the greatest advantage? If you can mention maybe 3 points that you will say, okay, let's work with Haut Lac International.
I think I've mentioned the biggest advantages or biggest differences that our school has versus other Swiss schools, the 4 ones that I've mentioned before. But I think from the agent perspective, we offer a very generous commission, 15%. Additionally, we are a large school that is here to stay and that is very committed to building long-term relationships. We work with Richard for many years, and we are not a school. We are a very reliable partner business, and we take seriously agents, and we take seriously our partners, and everything what happens at school is really to ensure that students thrive, that students grow, that students fulfill and maximize their potential. So having happy customers will help later on to create positive recommendations, and it's enough to start from one and you know how it works. The most important is happy customer.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This is very great. Maybe Lina, can you finalize in this part in Chinese? And then after, I think we come to an end. In the meantime, Magdalena, I think there was 1 or 2 more message for you.
Yes.
If you can maybe reply. Lina, it's all yours.
So just very quickly, there was a question about turnaround time. So depending on the visa, if the longest is the visa, if visa is needed, so it's 3 months, sometimes 4 months for visa, but for the application to the offer letter, it can happen in 2 weeks' time if we have all the documents, if everything is smooth.
Thank you very much.
OK， 那就是我们申请的这个流程的话呢，刚刚有讲到，就是学校里面处理所有学生的这个申请的材料的话，大概也就是2周的时间可以完成。主要的这个时长的话，可能主要是决定由这个签证多久可以拿到签证来决定。可能的话签证如果时间弄得比较长的话，大概也就是3、4个月的样子可以拿到你的签证。所以的话，整个的这个流程的话，大概也就是这么长，可能就是在4个月左右，这是最长了。如果一切顺利的话，那可能就是更快了。相信就是像国内的话，现在因为我们慢慢的最近也是放开了，所以的话应该就是像签证这些的话，慢慢的我们的这个周期也会变快的。然后的话就是我们Haut Lac它的一个优势的话呢，就是它的佣金是比较可观的，15%，第1年15%，第2年10%。然后的话就是我们这个学校它因为在瑞士的历史也是非常悠久了，就跟我们 WEBA 的话合作都有10几20年了，所以的话呢它是非常的一个稳定可靠。并且的话他们非常重视跟我们代理之间的一个合作，就是大家如果在之后输送学生到我们的 Haut Lac 的话，有任何的问题都可以及时得到校方包括 WEBA 的一个支持，如果您在中间的话需要任何的协助都可以跟我们联系，会及时的给你解决，包括学生入学以后在学校里面的一些情况，这些如果是 大家需要得到一些及时的解决的话，都可以跟我们双方都来联系。所以的话，它是非常有保证的，会让我们的学生还有家长代理都很放心，这样子我们才能够后续有更多的学生来到我们的 Outlook， 来到瑞士来学习。Thank you very much. Please continue.
Thank you, Lina.
Thank you very much. Magdalena, I have a last two questions from my side.
Sure.
Beside the message from an Indian gentleman who asked how much is the successful rate for visas for India?
100% so far.
100%. So we have 100% successful rate at Haut Lac, and this is great. I mean, Elena spoke in Chinese in the last hours and explained about Haut Lac International Student. How many Chinese students you have in the school, or you had in the past, just to have an idea?
At the moment, I think we have around 12.
Okay.
Some of them have double nationalities, but we have a Mandarin club.
Excellent, excellent. So this is very important as well. So do you think it's possible to have like testimonials of students if some other parents want to?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
yes. Well, we need to respect student privacy. So sometimes students don't want to do the testimonials, but they prefer to talk, you know, and we very often put prospective families in touch with our current families or current students so that they can, you know, they don't hear me, they listen to the students. And I think our students are the best testimonial and the best, statement of the quality of education that we can offer. I see the question about Nepalese student. I'm sorry, at the moment we don't have a student from Nepal. We work with a foundation from Nepal that we support to build a new school in it's called Foundation Mali, that's, you know, supporting Nepalese students. But at the moment we don't have a Nepalese student at the school.
There is one more question about the deposit. How much is the deposit that the students or the parents should pay for the kids when they registered at Haut Lac International?
So when the student is accepted and the deposit comes together with the fees, the value is 5,000, and it covers the activities expenses. So everything would, you know, like if they go on a trip or, you know, additional expenses, it's deposit for insurance, it's deposit for medical insurance. Yeah, that's the value.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think this was a very great workshop with Haut Lac International. We understand more about the school, and I personally invite everyone to contact Magdalena after this workshop. We will do a follow-up email ourselves as WEBA. We will send a copy of the recorded workshop. Magdalena and her colleague will do as well a follow-up email and send a copy of the PowerPoint presentation and some additional information in order to establish an agreement between your agency and Haut Lac. Logically, if some of you want to have a one-to-one meeting with Magdalena, there is absolutely not a problem. She is always available. And I'm sure that you will have a great assistance from the team of Haut Lac.
Of course, yes. And of course, it's either me or Marine who is capable. We would be very, very happy to answer your questions. And also, if you are in Europe or close to Switzerland, you are more than welcome to come and to pay us a visit. We love to show our school. We really love it.
Now, before to finish, I just wanted to inform you that there is already available, in case you want to show to one of your staff, Haut Lac International in the portal of WEBA. So many of you are member of WEBA. You can already watch the previous workshop we had with Haut Lac if you want today. Later today, we will up-to-date this with the new workshop held today, and we'll put this in the main entrance. And you can have this for the next 30 days. So you can always go inside in our portal and watch this. At the moment, we have Let's see how many agents and educator. We have about 3,922 agents and educator inside. So we place the previous workshop, which is very similar to this one, in our portal from Haut Lac International. And this afternoon, we will up to date with the new one. So you are more than welcome to go inside and show this to the rest of your staff. And as well for a training session, if you want to have a training session with Magdalena and explain this to the rest of your staff, how Haut Lac International is working,
With pleasure.
do not hesitate to ask. Correct, Magdalena?
Absolutely, with pleasure. And basically, we are here to give you all the information and all the marketing communication materials that you might need. We have, of course, much more than what we showed here. We have student testimonials, and the video from our boarding parents, much more information about the academic. Happy to share if needed. Just let us know.
Thank you very much. Lina, thank you very much for your great translation.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Lina.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Marine, to come on board today and to explain about Haut Lac International. Welcome to Haut Lac. I think this is a great assistance for Magdalena, for the rest of the team, and welcome on board. It will be nice to see you in the near future as well. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you, everyone.
Good business. Stay with us all the time, and we will make sure to send you everything now by email. Thank you again. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Richard.
Have a lovely day. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, Lina. It was very nice.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, everyone.
Lina.
Bye.
Bye.